What's up? So, today we're looking at 5 pros of residency. So, real quick, what's the difference between residency and citizenship? So, while residency gives you many benefits, it usually doesn't offer full rights like voting or holding a passport. On the other hand, citizenship is the highest status you can obtain in a country. It gives you full rights, including the ability to vote, hold a national passport, and sometimes run for political office. That makes perfect sense. Now, before I get into the 5 pros, some people, we've seen in comments and things like that, they're interested in moving abroad, living abroad permanently, that expat life. But we've seen a lot of people don't always at first favor like residency. They just want, citizenship. Does this country offer dual citizenship, or can I get citizenship, or how much does it cost, or how long? Some of my research here says many people overlook residency and go straight for citizenship just because of a lot of misconceptions. So I'll get into those. There are about 5 of them here, and I'll just go through them rapidly for you so that you can look more into this on your own time. One is people just misunderstand the benefits, okay? Many believe citizenship is the only way to get security and rights in a new country, and they don't realize that residency often grants most of the same perks like living, work, and healthcare. 2, desire for a second passport. Citizenship provides a passport which allows for visa-free travel. We talk to you guys all the time about going to those visa-free countries for Americans. There are like 100 plus visa-free countries for Americans, and they net out like duration of time. Some are 90 days, some are 5+ months, some are about 2 years. It all depends. Residency, on the other hand, usually doesn't come with a passport unless it's a stepping stone to citizenship later. There's emotional. Number 3 is emotional and psychological attachment. Understandable. You've grown up in your home country for a really, really long time, and now you're about to do something different. It can be a little scary. So becoming a citizen of a new country can feel like a fresh start, though, or a symbol of belonging, whereas residency is often seen as more temporary and thus a little bit more scary. And then there's general lack of awareness about easier residency options. Most people just don't talk about residency. You're just always hearing about voting rights and citizenship and land rights. That's usually what you're hearing about when you're just talking about quality of life for people in general. So many assume that getting residency is difficult or expensive, but plenty of low cost or even free residency programs exist if you qualify through work, retirement, or family connections like ancestry and things. And 5, fear of losing status in their home country is one reason people ignore residency. Some people worry that residency isn't permanent and that they could lose their status if laws change, whereas citizenship is usually for life. So that's understandable. It just takes a little bit more research on the part of the would-be expat, so is that everything's as secure as you need it to be, so is that moving abroad can be as easy as you need and you'll have the security. So those are just 5 common misconceptions. And so now the pros of residency. So my list here says 1, lower cost and fewer requirements. So many resident programs have lower financial requirements than citizenship by investment programs. That makes them more accessible. 2, faster approval process. Residency permits are typically granted more quickly than citizenship, which can take years and involve stricter background checks. 3, tax benefits. Some countries offer tax incentives to residents without requiring them to pay global income taxes, unlike citizens who may have tax obligations even when living abroad. Yes, we are American citizens still. We did not revoke our U.S. citizenship, and we still pay U.S. taxes. 4, flexibility to maintain multiple residencies. Many residency programs allow you to live in multiple countries without renouncing your original citizenship, whereas some countries prohibit dual citizenship. If you're new here, welcome. If you're a longtime subscriber, welcome back. We are currently here in Zanzibar, Tanzania, and that's a good example here of some countries that prohibit dual citizenship. Tanzania is one of those countries. You must renounce your previous citizenship if you want to become a citizen of Tanzania. In Tanzania, it can take 5 to 10 years for you to get citizenship. Just something to think about. If it's worth it to you, more power to you. And then 5, pros of residency. Easier exit strategy. If you decide to leave a country, residency is usually easier to give up or transfer compared to the legal complexities of renouncing citizenship. We did a video, I'll put it along the top in the cards, or I'll link it in the description. We talked about renouncing, the pros and cons of renouncing US citizenship and the cost. I'll tell you right here, the fee to renounce US citizenship is a non-refundable $2,350. So it can cost a lot of money depending on where you're coming from, what you're renouncing. Most of you are Americans like me. So $2,300, you know, that money could be going someplace else, but do what feels right to you. Some people, for many different reasons, both logistical and emotional, want to renounce their US citizenship. Again, more power to you. Do what feels right to you. So that's a lot, right? Here's a little bit more. Here are 3 reasons why residency can be more beneficial than citizenship. 1, fewer tax obligations. Many countries tax their citizens on worldwide income, like the US, like American citizens, while residents are often only taxed on local income. Residency allows you to legally minimize your tax burden without being tied to a country's global tax policies. Reason number 2, more flexibility and fewer responsibilities. Citizenship often comes with legal duties like military service, voting requirements, and global tax reporting. Whereas as a resident, you enjoy local rights like business, property ownership, without long-term obligations. And number 3 reasons why residency might be more beneficial than citizenship. Number 3, it's faster and has an easier approval process. Residency permits are easier and faster to obtain than full citizenship, which can take years and require strict qualifications. Again, here in Tanzania, it takes anywhere from 5 to 10 years to get citizenship if you want it. Whereas it looks like in Ghana, it can take, I guess, a minimum of 6 years. At least 6, at least, so it could be 10. Late 2024, we made a video about that, where 500 American citizens, many of which were Black, all got their Ghanaian citizenship, like late 2024. I think they just got a new president over in Ghana, so that was one of the last things the previous president did on his way out. And so a lot of those people had been there probably for a minimum 5-6 years, you know, and there are other protocols that go into getting your citizenship. Whereas many residency programs allow renewals indefinitely. They just keep going, giving you long-term access without need to naturalize. And naturalization is the legal process by which a non-citizen of a country can become a citizen after meeting certain requirements. Those can include living in the country for a specific number of years, good moral character, like you've had a clean police clearance form you put in. There might be legal tests you have to do, financial obligations, oath of allegiance, and things of that nature. So we go more in depth into these things in members only and in our course, your Epic Move Abroad course. What's up to members only, you guys would have already gotten a more in-depth look at the pros of residency. If you haven't and you're in members only, hey, go check that out. That video is waiting for you with many others. We're pumping out a lot of videos over in members only with a lot of research and findings that we're having, and also personal stories of our continued more detailed journey here in East Africa, specifically Zanzibar, Tanzania. So I just wanted to jump on here and do a quick pros of residency. You might really want to look into residency versus citizenship. Just look at some of the things that we were talking about here in this video. You may find that you have more options than you knew, especially that last one about a faster approval process, okay? You don't want to be rushing or anything like that. You do want to move as methodically and thoughtfully as you can, but residency might be the way to go. I know it's working very well for my family. I currently have a investment visa and my parents have a retirement visa for residency. Those are both residencies here in Tanzania, Zanzibar. So yeah, links for the Awaken letter, where we talk our newsletter all about our travels and business opportunities. Link to the newsletter is in the description. Link to our Epic Move Abroad course, where we go more in depth into processes like these, and members only All those goodies are linked in the description of this video. Thanks for watching. And with that, we'll see you in the world somewhere. Peace and blessings.